everyone, it's Raylan, and my debut record, Wild Horse, is out today. Big thanks to Bobby Bones and everybody for giving me this time to answer your questions on the Bobby Bones Show. So let's get started. Elaine from Chicago. Raylan, what's the craziest thing you've ever bought? Oh my gosh, do y'all remember those like Chia Pet things? Like the little, it was a plant and you watered every day and it would just, it would turn green or whatever. I got one because my mom wouldn't let me get a dog. So I got the pug one, and I think it was just the craziest thing I've bought because I would water it every day, and then it got green and it was huge. It was pretty crazy and cool. Joyce from Vermont. Do you ever get back to Baytown? Yes, I am from Baytown, Texas, if you don't know where Baytown is. And I go to Baytown quite a bit. I'm going there for my album release, of course, and it's going to be, Baytown is such a small town in Texas. It's outside of Houston, and it definitely made me the person that I am, so I like to go back there quite a bit. Suzanne from Everglades City said, can you give me a quick description of the songs on Wild Horse? I'm going to wait to listen to the whole thing until later today. Your Heart, Wild Horse, Love Triangle, Lonely Call, Insecure, The Apple, Young, Diamonds, Trigger, Graveyard, Say, and Praying for Rain. Those are all the songs on my record. So with this record, I definitely, any song, if you asked me why I wrote it, if you asked me what song, why I wrote each song, I could tell you when I wrote it, why I wrote it, and what it means to me. And I've lived in Nashville since I was 18 years old, and I'm 22, about to be 23, and I feel like those are like really important years in becoming a woman, and you change so much. And this record really just tells you how I've grown, and really shows you where I've been in the last 4 years, the ups and downs that us girls have, like the insecurities that I've gone through, the heartbreak that I've went through, the falling in love with my husband Josh that I've went through, all those things you hear in this record. And it's like, if you didn't know me as a person, I'd be like, all right, here's my record, now you know who I am. Natasha from Syracuse. How did you get Dan and Shay on your record, Wild Horse? So I've known Dan and Shay since I think I met them when I was 19, because at the time they had 19 You and Me out, and I always said that they sang that song about me, about my blonde hair swinging, but it wasn't. But yeah, so they heard Say, and they've always loved that song, and when I decided to put on the record and we're on the same label, I just thought it really worked together, and their voices sound so great on this song that it just worked so well together. Bethany from Pittsburgh. If you could pick 4 top 40 songs on The Voice, which ones would be suited for you, for your voice? If you could pick 4 top 40 songs on The Voice, what does that even mean?
Your favorite top 40 songs?
My favorite top 40 songs, maybe? I don't know, on The Voice. Oh my gosh, right now, I love Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. I think it's so good. I love Katy Perry's new song, Chained to the Rhythm. I'm obsessed with my friend Julia Michaels' song. I wrote with her a few times. She's so sweet. Issues. And I think it's I'm a Lady by Meghan Trainor. I'm just obsessed with anything Meghan Trainor does. Bianca from Foxborough. If you could collaborate with anyone, who would you choose? Easy answer, Dolly Parton. I've met Dolly a handful of times. Like 3 times, that's what a handful is. But I've met her like 3 times, and if I could actually perform with her and like do a duet with her, I think I would die, because she is like one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Simone from Alexandria said, who was the little girl in the Love Triangle video? She was, I remember when we were looking for a little girl, she would just fit the perfect description. And she was so special. She was like a little actress. Like, she did such a great job with this. I mean, this video is heavy, and we just told her to have so much fun with it, and she treated like she was super professional. I remember I was trying to talk to her, and I was like asking her questions, like, are you having fun? She's like, yeah, it's really fun. I was like, how's everything going? Like, are you enjoying it? She goes, yeah, it's been great. Like, she was just talking to me like very professional. She was so professional. Bella from, what's that, Ottawa? Is that right? Okay. What non-country artists do you like to listen to? Oh my goodness, there's so many. I love Katy Perry, of course. She's awesome. I love John Mayer's new record. I'm obsessed. This is one that might throw you for a loop. I'm obsessed with DJ Snake's record, like obsessed with it. And what's another one that's non-country that I'm on that I really like? Melanie Martinez. She's cool. Catherine from Billings. How has your first year of marriage been? It has been amazing. Josh is by far the coolest human being in the world. And there's nothing like finding that person that brings out the best in you and wants you to like fulfill your dreams just as much as you do. And when you find that person, never let them go. Because there's been so many times where I wanted to give up and thought that this was never going to happen for me. And Josh was always saying, like, you're going to do this. You can do this. Like, he was always there for me and always was pushing me to be better. And that's what it takes. Benji from Knoxville. I love that name, by the way. Benji's awesome. Will we see you out on the road this year? Yes, I'm doing my own tour called the Rave Tour. I'm so pumped about it. It's basically like a glorified dance party, and there'll be 30 minutes of music before I perform. I'm performing for an hour 15, and then I will have a big dance party for 30 minutes of all my favorite music, a playlist made by me, and Radio Disney Country is going to be involved too, and it's just going to be fun. Like, I want it to be like a thing. I want it to be an experience. That's why we had this whole idea of a rave tour. At first I thought it was a crazy idea, and then everybody thought that I was genius, so it's awesome. So I'm really excited to see what the fans think and really grow this thing. Katrina from Sacramento. How do you communicate with your hubby now that he's enlisted? Katrina, I'm back to the stone ages of a pen and paper. It's funny because I think the biggest thing that I've learned since having a husband in the military is to not sweat over the small things. Like, everything is so automatic in the world that we live in today. Like, if I'm mad at one of my friends, I can just text them and be like, why'd you do this to me? Or, why? Like, everything is just so in the moment. And when you have time, when you have like a day to process things and you only have like one, sheet of paper to really say your feelings, you're going to think twice about what you say because you miss that person so much. And I think that's the biggest lesson that I've learned is like, when I see Josh next, or after this is over with, when he's not, in the military anymore, is I'm not going to fret over the small things, because at the end of the day, those things don't matter. What matters is the love that you have for each other and supporting each other. Carla from Dundas. If I say these wrong, please don't get mad at me. How did you pick the album title? My mom had found a poem about my grandmother, and it was titled Wild Horse, and it was talking about she was the good kind of crazy, and how that she never had any fences around her, like nobody could tame her, like all these things. And my grandmother was the biggest fan of country music, and when I found that out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the title of my record. And then I went and wrote the song the next day. So I got the idea from my grandmother. Ashley from Shreveport. My daddy's from the Shreveport area, actually Bossier. What's your go-to karaoke song? Pontoon. It is my jam. And Toxic by Britney Spears for sure. Joni from Erie. I think that's right. You wrote diamonds for your husband. How did the song come to you? Well, as I was looking at my ring, I was thinking about how engagement rings come from so many different places. The middle diamond in my ring is from my mom, and my setting Josh found. But some people get rings passed down to them. Some people get brand new rings. Some people get small rings. Everybody's ring is different, but it's not about the ring. What matters is the love behind it. And anybody could buy you a nice piece of jewelry, but an engagement ring, it stands for something bigger than anything that you would ever receive. It symbolizes your love for each other and the commitment that you make to each other. And every time I look at it, I just think about my husband and everything that he means to me. And I think that that's so special. So that's how I got the idea for diamonds. Jenny from Kingston. What is a typical Raylan day? Full of glitter. I do not find glitter in my house. It's everywhere. Always everywhere. It's on my dog's face. It's on Josh goes, I feel like I always have glitter on me, my husband. I would say a typical day with me is I'm a very positive person. I love to go work out. I probably go work out once a day at least, or I try to. Lately, I haven't been that great. And I mean, I jam out to music. I just am always having a good time. I love to go hiking. I typically go take my dog on a walk every day. It's different every day though. Like on tour, it's a totally different day. Okay, I have one more. Mel from Richmond. How do you warm up your voice? And can you give us a good example? Haha. I use vocal warm-ups, and I used to never do them, but I realized lately that it's really bad if you don't. It's really good for your voice to cool down and warm up. But one that I love is this one. And then there's this other one, and it goes, and it's really weird, and do not make fun of my face. But those are a couple examples. Anyways, thank you so much, Bobby Bones Show, for having me. Hopefully I answered most of your questions, and you didn't get bored. Love you.